Chapter 11. Force, Energy and Machines. Force. A force is a push or a pull that is applied to an object. For force to exist, there must be an interaction between at least two objects. For example, to kick a ball, one has to push it, i.e., one has to apply the force. Some other examples are pulling a toy cart by applying force, applying force to push the pedals of a bicycle, pulling up a bucket of water from a well by applying force. Effects of force. Force cannot be seen, but its effects are visible. Force can make a stationary object move, or make a moving object move faster if it is applied in the direction in which the object is moving. Force can stop or slow down a moving object if it is applied in the opposite direction in which the object is moving. Force can change the direction in which an object is moving. Force can change the shape or size of an object by pressing or stretching it. Types of forces. There are different kinds of forces around us. Gravitational force. Gravitational force is the force that pulls objects towards each other. Every object in the universe has this force. The Earth's gravity pulls everything towards its center. That's why a ball thrown upwards comes back down, and ripe fruits fall from trees. Gravity also keeps the Moon, Earth and other planets in place. A ball dropping to the ground. Fruit falling from a tree due to gravity. Magnetic force. Magnetic force is the force by which a magnet attracts or repels another magnet or iron object. For example, a magnet attracts iron nails or pins. Electrostatic force. Electrostatic force occurs when objects are rubbed and become charged. For example, when you comb dry hair and bring the comb near tiny pieces of paper, the pieces stick to the comb. This happens because rubbing makes the comb charged and it pulls light objects. Muscular force. Muscular force is the force we use when we push, pull or lift things using our muscles. A person lifting a box, an ox pulling a cart, or a weightlifter raising weights, all use muscular force. Elastic force. Elastic force is the force that allows a stretched or pressed object to return to its original shape. When you stretch a rubber band and then let go, it snaps back. A pressed balloon also returns to its shape when released. Buoyant force. Buoyant force is the upward force that acts on objects placed in liquids, especially water. This force helps objects float. For example, a balloon filled with air or a plastic bottle can float in water. Mechanical force. It is the force applied by a machine to do work. For example, scissors cutting cloth or a drill machine making a hole. Friction or frictional force. Friction is a force that acts between two surfaces when they touch and move over each other. It slows down or stops the motion of moving objects. For example, when you stop pedaling your bicycle, it gradually slows down and then stops. This happens because of friction between the tires and the road. Also, rough surfaces create more friction than smooth surfaces. Advantages of friction. It prevents slipping while walking. It allows the tires of cars, bicycles and buses to grip the road. It helps us stop vehicles using brakes. It allows us to hold objects in our hands without slipping them. It helps us to light a matchstick by rubbing it against the matchbox. Disadvantages of friction. It makes it hard to push or slide heavy objects. It produces heat when two surfaces rub together. Try rubbing your palms together. You will feel the warmth. The friction generated between the parts of a machine can damage them. Friction causes wear and tear of shoe soles, tires, pencil erasers, etc. Let's do experiment. Aim. To observe friction on different types of surfaces. Materials required. A heavy box, smooth and rough surfaces. Procedure. Push a heavy box on a rough surface. Then, push the same box on a smooth surface. In which case do you need to apply more force? Observation. We need to apply more force to move the box on the rough surface. Conclusion. Friction is more on a rough surface as compared to a smooth surface. Energy. Energy is the ability to do work. All living and non-living things need energy to function. We use energy to walk, play, study, eat and even breathe. Machines also need energy to work, like a fan, washing machine or car. Info Corner. Wind and solar energies are renewable sources of energy. We should try to use them more. Types of energy. There are many different types of energy around us. Heat energy. Heat energy increases the temperature of objects. It helps us cook food and keep warm. The sun is our biggest natural source of heat energy. We also get heat energy from burning wood, coal, kerosene and LPG gas. Light energy. Light energy is the only form of energy that we can see. It helps us to see things around us. The sun is the main source of natural light. Other sources include electric bulbs, candles, tube lights and lamps. Electrical energy. Electrical energy is the energy which we get from electric current. It is generated at power stations and is supplied to our homes. We use this energy to run all our electrical appliances like television, washing machine, refrigerator, fan, air conditioner, etc. Mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is the energy that an object has because of its movement or position. It has two main types: kinetic energy and potential energy. The energy possessed by an object due to its position is called potential energy. For example, water stored in a tank on a rooftop. The energy possessed by an object due to its motion is called kinetic energy. For example, water falling from a height. Solar energy. Solar energy is the energy we get from the sun. It is a natural and renewable source of energy. It is used to heat water in solar heaters, cook food in solar cookers, etc. It also powers solar calculators, solar watches and solar panels. Sound energy. It is a form of energy produced when a force causes an object to vibrate. It is produced by radios, TVs, musical instruments, loudspeakers and honking of horns. People, birds and animals also make sound. Info Corner. Law of conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It only changes from one form to another. Wind energy. Wind energy is the energy which we get from moving air wind. It is also a renewable energy source. Wind energy is used to generate electricity using windmills. Hydro energy. The energy that we get from running water is called hydro energy. This energy is renewable and eco-friendly, non-polluting. It is used to generate electricity in hydroelectric power stations. The electricity produced by running water is called hydroelectricity. Simple machines. Simple machines are basic tools that help us do work more easily and quickly. They allow us to apply force more conveniently, either by changing the direction of the force or by increasing its effect. Simple machines are often combined to create complex machines that perform more advanced tasks. There are 6 main types of simple machines: lever, wheel and axle, inclined plane, screw, wedge and pulley. Lever. A lever is a simple machine made of a rigid bar or rod that turns around a fixed point called the fulcrum. It helps us lift or move heavy loads with less effort. A lever has 3 main parts: fulcrum, the fixed point around which the lever moves; load, the object that needs to be moved or lifted; effort, the force applied to move the load. Types of lever. Levers are classified into 3 types, based on the relative positions of the fulcrum, load and effort. First class lever. The fulcrum is positioned between the load and the effort. Examples: seesaw, scissors, crowbar and pliers. Second class lever. The load is placed between the fulcrum and the effort. Examples: nutcracker, bottle opener and wheelbarrow. Third class lever. The effort lies between the load and the fulcrum. Examples: baseball bat, broom, stapler and fishing rod. Info corner. Archimedes, a Greek scientist, understood how levers worked. He claimed that if he got a fulcrum and a big enough lever, he could lift the earth. Wheel and axle. The wheel and axle is a simple machine made of a large wheel attached to a smaller rod, called the axle. When the axle turns, the wheel also rotates, making it easier to move or lift objects. Sewing machine, bicycle pedal, doorknob, steering wheel and even a screwdriver all work using the wheel and axle principle. Inclined plane. An inclined plane is a flat surface set at an angular slope, which helps us move heavy objects up or down with less effort than lifting them straight up. Ramp, staircase, slide and roads in hilly areas are all examples of inclined planes. Wedge. A wedge is made by joining two inclined planes to form a sharp, thin edge. It is used for cutting or splitting objects by applying force. Knife, axe, blade, nail and fork are all types of wedges used in various tasks. Screw. A screw is a type of inclined plane wrapped around a rod in a spiral shape. It is used to hold things together or lift materials. Common examples include screws, nut bolts, drilling machines, jack screws, etc. Let's do experiment. Take a square sheet of white paper. Cut it diagonally. You will get a right-angled triangle. The longest side of this triangle is an inclined plane. Color this side blue along the edge. Now, wrap this paper around a pencil as shown in the figure. What do you observe? Observation. You will observe that the blue, colored line of paper makes the pencil look like a screw. This is because it forms the edges of a screw. Thus, we can say that a screw is like an inclined plane wound around a rod. Pulley. A pulley is a simple machine that consists of a wheel with a groove along its edge. A rope, belt, or chain runs through the groove. Pulleys are used to lift or move heavy objects more easily by changing the direction of the applied force. There are two main types of pulleys: fixed pulley and movable pulley. Fixed pulley. In a fixed pulley, the wheel is attached to a stationary support. The wheel turns, but its position does not change. It helps in changing the direction of the force applied. It is used to draw water from a well and raise a flag on a flagpole. Movable pulley. It is not attached to a fixed point. It moves along with the load. It reduces the effort needed to lift the object. Construction crane is an example of movable pulley. Quick recall. Force is applied when we push or pull something. It can move, stop, slow down or change the direction, shape or size of an object. There are various types of forces: muscular, gravitational, magnetic, frictional, electrostatic, elastic, mechanical and buoyant. Energy is the ability to do work. Mechanical energy includes kinetic and potential energy. Types of energy include heat, light, electrical, mechanical, solar, sound, and wind energy. Simple machines make work easier. The main types are lever, inclined plane, wheel and axle, pulley, wedge and screw.